He's got a rifle. He's got a rifle. Shot fired! Shot fired! Officer down! Officer down! Officer down!
Everything began on April 8th, 2023, at the Cameron intersection in the state of Wisconsin. Female police officer Emily, 32 years old, was on patrol when she spotted Perry's car, a 50-year-old man who was wanted for failing to pay child support. Earlier that morning, the police chief had issued an alert to the entire force because Perry showed signs of mental instability and displayed hostility toward law enforcement. Fearing the situation could escalate, Emily did not approach directly but called for backup. Soon after, young Officer Hunter, 23 years old, arrived to assist. Although both were extremely cautious, the tragedy still unfolded too quickly.
He's got a rifle. He's got a rifle. Shot fired! Shot fired! Officer down! Officer down! Officer down!
From Hunter's body camera, it can be clearly seen. After shooting Emily, she collapsed. Perry then turned the gun toward Hunter. A distress signal was immediately sent from Hunter's radio, quickly received by the dispatch center, and relayed to nearby units.
Fuck! You got it. A rifle. You got it.
At the same time, a driver passing by the scene called 911.
Aaron County 911, where is your emergency?
Hi, I'm actually just sitting here. I ended up pulling over because I saw a dog in the middle of the road, and then all of a sudden I see an officer down and a gentleman on the ground. Looks like he's bleeding on his leg and a rifle on the ground as well.
Yeah, we got people on the way there, okay? Where exactly are you at?
327, we have two officers down. He is set up with a rifle.
327, I'm disengaging, getting traffic out of here. Get out of here! Go!
Emergency response units were dispatched immediately. The dispatch center also notified two different police departments. Since Emily and Hunter belonged to separate units, the internal calls between officers were extremely chaotic at that time, but also urgent and determined.
We have an officer involved shooting. Your officer was involved. We're not sure what the status is right now, but 608 and we know for sure 614 were down.
Well, hey, you need to come out.
I need to come out, huh?
You need to come out.
All right, what's up?
Officer involved shooting, two officers. Double S just south of, by the pole factory, okay?
All right, yeah, bye.
Thanks.
Hello?
Hey, we have officer involved shooting. We need you to come out.
Oh, okay.
They're double S just off the Cameron, Glenn Perry. A couple officers, so we need you to come out, okay?
Okay.
Thanks, bye.
Within just 5 minutes, a large police force was present at the scene. However, the price paid was far too heavy. Two young officers, one who had just begun his career and one highly experienced, had been taken down by an out-of-control gun, although from different units at this moment. All officers united as one team, carefully approaching suspect Perry together and the two injured officers.
Come on, we gotta...
Let's go.
You ready?
Are you good?
Okay, we're approaching. Yeah, we see it.
All right, it's on his left. All right, I got. Move the gun. I got lethal. Yep, I got lethal. Cover me. I got guns. I got lethal.
The officers coordinated closely, providing cover for each other as they approached the suspect and kicked the rifle away. They then quickly subdued and arrested Perry. Another group of officers immediately searched the suspect's vehicle, but found no further threats. Meanwhile, the other team proceeded to give first aid to the two injured officers right at the scene. It was later revealed that Perry had been shot in the leg by Officer Hunter. During the gunfight, he lost so much blood that he fell unconscious, and despite being taken for emergency treatment, he did not survive. Aside from the rifle found at the scene, police also seized 8 other rifles from his home, along with a detailed terrorist plan listing specific targets, which sent chills down everyone's spine. Officers Hunter and Emily, through their brave actions, saved countless lives. Emily was the daughter of the local station chief, with 4 years of experience in the police force, while Hunter was a member of the National Guard, with 6 years of service, having only recently joined law enforcement for a few months, and currently serving as an undercover officer. When Hunter was injured, his police dog was also nearby, and tried to rush out to protect its handler. However, it was critically wounded by Perry's gunfire. Its survival instinct forced it to retreat into a nearby field. On social media, many people suggested that Hunter could have taken cover behind the patrol car to fight back, or gone inside to grab a rifle, but in reality, the situation at that time simply did not allow him to take any further action. Perry had prepared in advance and intended to kill law enforcement officers. Even after shooting down the 2 officers, he still approached and fired additional shots. This was a calculated act, full of danger and unpredictability. In the end, both officers heroically sacrificed their lives. We bid farewell to 2 heroes. What will happen next? A tense situation when master and student police officers face off against a suspect with ultra-precise shooting skills. The mentor is taken down instantly. Can the student turn the situation around? The incident happened near the Miami-Dade County Police Headquarters. In Florida, Officer Daniel and Officer Johnny received orders from dispatch that a suspect driving a BMW was chasing another driver. When they arrived, the BMW had jumped the curb and stopped. The suspect stepped out holding a gun. Daniel and Johnny hadn't even exited their vehicles when he opened fire. This is the view from Daniel's body camera. In the first burst of gunfire, Daniel was shot in the face. Johnny, sitting in the patrol car next to him, was shot in the abdomen, losing the use of his arms and legs. The uninjured suspect ran into a nearby parking lot. Taking advantage of the suspect reloading, Daniel stepped out and fired all the rounds in his magazine. Amazingly, he was only 21 years old, having served for 3 years since graduating the academy, and this was his first gunfight. The previous training sessions now proved their worth. He crouched low, moving side to side behind the car, tracking the suspect's movements. At that moment, his radio carried the voice of his mentor, Johnny. Hearing his mentor's voice calmed Daniel. As he reloaded, he noticed drops of red falling. Realizing it was blood from the wound on his one eye could not fully open, he quickly checked his reflection in the car window. Just then, the suspects had appeared. Daniel aimed with one eye and pulled the trigger. At this moment, reinforcements began arriving one by one. In a video, captured by a bystander during the shootout, a curious crowd hid behind cars, trembling with fear. Only a war correspondent dared to stick his head out to film, until an off-duty officer saw him and urged him to move to safety.
Policía, policía, policía.
The camera then returned to Daniel's perspective. When the commanding officer arrived, he immediately ordered Daniel, still full of adrenaline, to lower his weapon. Clearly, he was not yet fully calm after the intense gunfire. Since the suspect's condition was still unknown, the commander temporarily moved Daniel to a nearby vehicle and advised him not to speak at that to avoid any unintended words being used against him as evidence. However, Daniel still wanted to continue fighting, asking the commander to return his rifle. The experienced commander immediately refused. At that moment, a rather awkward situation occurred. Because no one had a tourniquet, an off-duty officer considered taking off his shirt to stop Daniel's bleeding, just like in an action movie, but thought twice and decided not to. Later, we learned that Daniel, 21, and Johnny, 31, were airlifted urgently to the hospital and fortunately survived the critical stage. The suspect was Jose Daniel Rodriguez, 25 years old, with no prior record. He lay motionless for several hours, allowing police to secure the scene. Before being taken for the driver he had been chasing was his superior at the power company. After an argument with management, Yodani was fired and drove the BMW to chase his boss to the police station. During the chase, Daniel's car lost control and stopped, leading to the shootout. As seen, the case lasted 2 years. The grand jury concluded that the officer's use of force was justified, and no criminal charges were filed. Before the verdict was announced, the police department awarded them the title of Officers of the Year for their bravery. Thank you for watching the video. Please like and follow to get many more interesting news updates.